Paul? I'm recording a Q&A video in the living room, so I'm not talking to myself. Okay. Hello. So I asked on Instagram a while ago for Q&A questions, and a ton of them were about the guy who didn't like musicals. And then I, before bed the other night, said ask me anything on Instagram, which was not a mistake, but I wasn't ready to answer questions the next day, but I asked for it. Anyway, a lot of those questions were also about the guy who didn't like musicals, so I decided, you know what, let's do it. Let's get these questions and answers out there, because people want to know. I'm not spilling any tea, that's not what this is. And to be honest, there's no tea to spill. Also, I want to apologize ahead of time. I didn't write down who asked me these questions because how I saved the questions looks like this. So, yeah, I don't remember usernames. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, first question. Did anyone break / who broke character the most during The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals? I don't really know. The night that Nick filled in for Lauren as Emma, I was laughing the entire time during the coffee tip song. It just was what happened. Because I'd see him in like my peripheral vision, and he like wouldn't be singing, or he'd like be singing softly, and like the singing softly is what got me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't handle it. But I'm not sure about anybody else. How did you get involved with Team StarKid? So I've had this question asked to me a lot. I had worked with some of them prior in another show, and they were looking for someone for The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals that fit my type, I guess, my age range, really. That's it. That's really it. Basically, I sent in an audition, singing, and some sides from some scenes in the show, and yeah, I got it for whatever reason. Basically, I just knew some of them through other things, and when they were looking for someone, reached out to me. So yeah. What was the worst on stage slip up in The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals? I mean, there wasn't a bad slip up, but I know one night when Joey grabbed the keyboard, instead of saying, "I'll grab the keyboard," he said, "I'll grab the computer," which I thought it was funny because it's like the concept of Ted not knowing what a keyboard is and just thinking, "I'll grab this music computer." What was the audition process like for The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals? So kind of what I just said, it was like, I read a couple scenes, and then I sang more of like a character song, which I couldn't think of one in the time that I had to do it, which is garbage because I think I had a while to do it, but it was like I was so busy at the time, and I was like, I have one weekend to do this audition. I sang Watch What Happens from Newsies, which is not a character song, but I was like, I can make funny choices. I think I was gonna sing When He Sees Me from Waitress, but I don't know, it just didn't come out right. I wasn't into it. It was your average self-tape musical audition process, really. What was your favorite thing about performing The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals? What was really cool is that we had a sold-out show every night, which that in itself is fantastic, you know? Doing the songs every night, hearing different reactions from the audience, because some nights like certain jokes or certain things that we do would just like really slam, and other nights like they'd hit but it wouldn't be like a slam, and so just like different audiences and what excited them and what really clicked with them. I liked the fast pace of it all because I really was like working. I think the whole cast like working the entire show non-stop, except I have like this one giant break between the cop song and Act 2. But before that happens, I'm literally like quick change, quick paint. Speaking of which, there are so many costume changes in The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. How do you manage? There's that one bit where it's like the meteor sequence and we're running on and off over and over again. Hi, Mom. So that whole sequence where I'm Greenpeace, Zoe, Alice, and then back to Greenpeace. Really the stressful one was from like Alice to getting into Greenpeace for La Di Da Day, because like with the costumes sometimes the sleeves would get like tied into the Greenpeace like part of the outfit, and there was one night where it was just really, I don't know why, I must have been just like flinging off clothes and it was like really wrapped around everything, and I just in my head went, what am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna walk on stage and sing the song right now, because I have to start this song? But I think I figured it out. We were fine. Was there a costume thing that didn't work? Cop one was hard too, because it was like having to get all those clothes on. I think there was like one night where I, like something silly, like couldn't get, like my belt or something, I wasn't wearing my like belt, and it was like the gun in it and everything like that. But really, I don't know, everyone just like hauled ass. What was it like working with StarKid? Were you familiar with them before The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals? Yes, I was. I was kind of like a fraud, you know. I'd only seen Harry Potter musical and parts of Twisted because I had some friends beginning college that were like super obsessed with Twisted. Yeah, those were the only shows I had seen, but of course I was familiar with them just because it's like, if you do theater, I think most people know who StarKid is. At least they did in my community or my circle of theater people. But it was really, really fun. I enjoyed every second of it. The hustle of the show kicked my ass, but in like the best way. It was a lot of fun to keep up with everything. Really like chill energy. There's no like, I don't know, it was a really chill like theater experience. What surprised you when you joined the cast? How much dancing I was gonna do? I think I thought like, from seeing StarKid shows, I remember thinking like, oh man, is everybody gonna be like crazy and like high energy like all the time? Because I can get very like introverted, and I don't always do super well like meeting new people that have known each other for a really long time. But no, it wasn't that high extreme energy at all. Yeah, it was just really, it wasn't like an intense energy ever, which was nice. It was low key. Maybe that surprised me a little bit. Will you do more shows with StarKid? You were fantastic in The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. Thank you to whoever asked this question. My answer is, I would like to. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Did you guys come up with any of your lines? Yeah, I think there were a few that were thought up, but I know the whole, the bit during, after Not Your Seed, where it's me, Jamie, and Lauren, and we talk at the same time. We go like the, seriously, we all need to talk at the same time, or well, you guys are embarrassing me. That whole bit, that came to be just because we couldn't say it all at the same time. And so then we created a bit about how we couldn't say it all at the same time, which just caused us more, or which just gave us more lines to learn to have to say at the same time. But alright, that's all the ones I saved. Maybe I'll do another Q&A soon. I have extra footage from the last one that I did that has more like personal questions about theater and about myself that I was going to incorporate in a different video. I answered other StarKid related questions in that video, but I decided to just do a question and answer video strictly about this. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I was like chill. I'm literally sitting in my couch with my sweater on that I put from after the gym. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. I'm thinking of putting out a new cover of something soon. If you have anything that you would like to hear, let me know. I'm probably going to like stray away from Heather's and Mean Girls for a hot sec. I get a lot of requests to do songs from those shows, but I get a little worn out. Do I want to be in those shows? Absolutely. But sometimes I feel like I do a little overkill because everybody wants to hear them and I want to make sure that they get to hear them. If I do any Mean Girls soon, I'm gonna put out the full cover of World Burn just because a lot of the comments that are on that video are like, do the full thing, like, can you do the full thing? I can do the full thing, but I was never gonna do the full thing in my apartment because it's like so loud and so intense. So I'm gonna sing that elsewhere and try to get it on here. Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys, and I will catch you soon.